Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, it's the end of the pay month for me, so I get paid on Tuesday. So I'm just sort of rounding everything up today. So I'm gonna check in as normal and then I will be resetting my purse for the week ahead. I did already go grocery shopping yesterday. It is Sunday as I film this, so I'm not quite stuffing the normal amount. What I thought I'd do is I just took the whole cash with me yesterday when I went shopping. So I'm just gonna stuff the leftover into my purse for bits that I might need. And then any rollover from last week, I will be doing savings challenges with. So let's get on with the check-in. So last week when I filmed, it was Friday and it is now Sunday today. So it's a bit of a longer week to check in with you. I think in that video I said I didn't think I was going to be going shopping or spending any money. We actually ended up, we've been trying to have a tidy up and declutter, so we ended up going down to the dump, and then on the way back, I always wonder, what do people call it? The tip, the dump, the recycling centre? We went there. As a side note, on the way back, whilst we were out, we went to Sainsbury's just to do some grocery shopping. I didn't have my cash with me because, as I said, we'd literally just run out. So I ended up putting it on card. I can't think how it is in my bank actually at the moment, but it means that my whole budget for my cash allowance for groceries was not spent last week. So I'm just going to use that in savings challenges in a bit. But that's a long way of saying I spent £25.55 on groceries in Sainsbury's last Friday. Then on Saturday, we went to see Usher, which I mentioned. I bought a t-shirt, £40 for a t-shirt, everyone. Again, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the last video, but me and my friend had looked online and t-shirts were about £26 to £30 from the merch shop online. My friend actually told me after the fact that she spent £54 by the time she'd factored in shipping. So actually mine was not that much. But when they then became available for the UK store, they'd gone up in price. And at the actual event, they were still £40. So I bought a t-shirt. I had some money left over in my fun budget, but not quite enough. And actually, I'm due a refund of £17. So I had £23 left. With that £17, I will be able to pay that. So I'm just going to cross this off as all fun. That's the wrong colour for fun. Oh, can you hear those kids outside? Let me just shut the window. Right, hopefully that sound's gone. They were literally just screaming. I'm not against kids playing and having fun, but when they're just screaming, it's a lot, isn't it? But anyway, £40, that came out of fun money for Usher. If anyone's interested, it was brilliant. I've seen a lot of reviews online of people just moaning about it and saying how it wasn't very good. He wasn't singing all the time. It was awful. I will say we got really lucky with our seats. We had, we weren't on the floor, but we were the first ones. Well, we were the floor. We were the first set of seats. Oh God, I don't know how to explain this. We were at the O2. We weren't standing, but we were the first lot of seats and we were the first row. So we were right on level with it all. And then when he did a bit where he comes in the audience, he was right below us. I'll see if I can add some pictures in so you can see how close he was. It was fantastic. So yeah, if anyone was interested, I started to really worry because I've been watching these videos with people just moaning. And I did start to feel before we went a bit like, oh God, what are we actually going to go and see? What have we paid all this money for? But it was great. Parking and travel and all those bits was £30 and 66p. What I did, I can't quite remember now, but I pulled bits out because you'll see we ate at Wasabi and it was £10.20. And I had actually budgeted £25 for eating out. So I sort of pulled some bits of money across, but it was all within budget. I know that much. So £30.66 on parking, £10.20, that was eating out. Like I just said, we had got some food before we went in. £3.25, I bought me and my friends some water in Sainsbury's as we came out. 2 bottles of water, that was. Did I get her one? I did get her one. Massive difference from the £9.60 I spent on 3 bottles last week. I'm glad to see you all as outraged as me on that part. And then £2.90 in M&S food. I had such a bad headache on the way up. I've actually been really ill. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I genuinely, at points, did not know if I would make it to the concert. It was so bad. I couldn't move my eyes. It was just really bad. And I think actually this time of year, I think it's sinus pain for me. It feels like a migraine, but when I take my migraine tablets from the doctors, they don't work. So that was a side note. I wanted to take some ibuprofen and codeine and needed something to eat. So we stopped at the services and I picked up something from, I think it was some cookies from M&S food. And that again was all within budget. By the time I got home and moved stuff around, totaled it up, we're fine. We were in budget. So I'm pleased with that. Then on Sunday, £6.25 in Co-op, I bought a coffee and Pepsi Maxes. That was actually unbudgeted, if I'm honest. I think that's where I pulled some of the money. I have a little coffee pot fund, and I pulled some of the money for that into there. So actually something was unbudgeted, wasn't it? But I'd already pulled it across. What a ramble. And then £16.71 in Sainsbury's. That was on some more groceries and bits. And then on Monday, I was off work and I was still so unwell. It really hit me. I just slept all day, which is great when you have a day of annual leave and you just end up it was a sick day. But yeah, that was Monday. So I didn't go anywhere. I didn't spend any money. So that was a nice, unexpected no spend day. Then on Tuesday, back to work. I spent my 50p in the Co-op on the bread roll. I will next month not be doing this because it is silly, but I was being lazy and it was so close to payday. I was just like, I'll just carry on with what I'm doing. £20 on petrol on the way home. That was a bit more than I was expecting, considering I hadn't been at work all of last week. But I don't know, £20 on petrol is what it is. £2.90 in Co-op the next day. Bread roll, and I think I needed some butter for at work or spread. £9.35 in the Co-op. This was unbudgeted because, as I said, really unwell. So I bought some day nurse, which is so expensive, but it does do the trick. I'm really hoping this is a cold, because if this is hay fever and this is how my life is going to be for the next however many months, I don't want it, guys. But yeah, £9.35 in the chemist, 50p the next day in Co-op, bread roll, £2 in Budgeons. That was on some Pepsi Max. Then Friday, £2 in Co-op. What was that on? Oh, I've missed one. No, I haven't missed one. That was on a gift. That was on a card for someone. £4.95 in Co-op. That was on some, what was that? Some yogurt, some grocery bits. And then £2.25 in Budgeons. That was on some hot chocolate for work. So that was work spends. And then yesterday, you will see, was a spendy day. So we went out for my friend's birthday. We met for lunch. So I had £4 on parking. So let's do that as miscellaneous. That came out of, I'd budgeted 25 for eating out. So that came out of that. And then £19.50 for lunch. I'm going to mark that as fun money. So we went to a dessert place. So I had a croffle, it was called. And we all chipped in for the birthday girl. So that was £19.50 for lunch. £4.55 in Tesco. That was some groceries. I had gone grocery shopping. Actually, I'll do that now. £18.68 in Lidl was on some groceries. But they didn't have just chicken breasts. So I stopped at Tesco and got them too. £1.85 in Boots. That was on a drink when I was out. Here's where we go unbudgeted. £5.20 in Co-op. That was on some makeup sponges. I just thought I'd stock up while I was there. And £37.98 in H&M. I needed some more trousers for work, so I just thought I'd buy them while I very rarely go actually shopping in town looking for clothes anymore. And the H&M website, app, is just awful. So I never buy anything off there. So I thought while I was in town, I'd have a look. So I bought some trousers. And what I'm going to do is, like I said, I get paid on Tuesday. I'll just repay myself back with the money from Payday. So it is fine. And then today, I know we're popping out to Sainsbury's. Well, I say I know. I hope so, because we need to. So there'll be some grocery spendings there, but that should be it. So until yesterday, I was looking at this week thinking, yeah, great. And then it all went a bit downhill, didn't it? But that's life, and that's what the money's there for. So we'll go with it. So into my purse now then. I have got left nothing in beauty. That is all gone. That's been gone. Eating out is empty. Put that to one side. Fun, all gone. Groceries still has £30 left. So let's put that here for cash stuffing. And then, as I said, I'm going to put £10 in, because I spent £18.68 I think it was yesterday. So £10 in there. I've actually got the change to one side, so let's put that in as well. So that's my leftover groceries, and I'll deal with that next week as usual when I do my check-in and everything. Petrol had £10 left, and £30 is going in. I drove quite far for not really far, but it was an unexpected usual journey for me yesterday. So I'm thinking petrol will be in the 20s next week, but this will still be enough to cover it. But yeah, I won't be able to save as much this week as I normally do from petrol. And that's it for the cash stuffing. As I said, it's end of the month. All the pots have been filled and some are emptied. So yeah, that is it for cash stuffing in my purse for next week. So there's no digital spends, pots to stuff this week, so straight into the savings binder. And I have to get finished Babes at Budget and Lily Rain Designs. So let's do these first. I have got in here, I think I've got £30. Oh, this is all a mess. 10, 25, 30, and it saves 50 in total. So I'm not gonna scratch this off on here because it makes such a mess. So I will just cross these off. Let's get an orange pen. Will this work? So 5, 10, so that's 40, and that'll be a 10 under there. So let's put £20 straight in, and that's that one all done. And then I'm just gonna pause Lily Rain Designs for a second because I've only got £2 to go back in here, and I don't have any pound coins, so I will move some stuff around. But I do know that Candy Skies needs £10 this week, so times 5 and save, and it's pointing back to the 2, so that'll be £10. I'm so nearly finished with this, guys. I can't wait. I think I worked it out. It's about 1, 2, 3. I didn't work it out at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. So yeah, and then that'll be £190 saved. So that is exciting. Actually, what I might do while I'm in here, do I have £10 in coins? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, there's a pound under there. Sort that out later. And let's put the £10, the last £10 in. And then I'm going to go to Dilly Dally Dots and just change these up for, do I have enough pound coins? For, right, I can do £4 in pound coins. Is there anywhere else I can swap £2? Oh, I could do it out of this one. Why did I take out £2 if I just wanted to swap them? I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay, Candy Skies can go back in. Right, let's flip back to the beginning. Dilly Dally Dots first. Oh dear. Right, let's move that to one side. Roll the dice. The £10 to stuff across the rest of the challenges. Hopefully this is kind and I can put money elsewhere because it's slow going for the rest of the folder, the binder, sorry. £4. Not ideal, but okay, that's purple. 1. It's not the colour, is it? That's the colour. 1, 2. So how has everyone been? I know down, I'm sort of across 2 counties where we live, so it has been the Easter holidays, but I don't think all schools near me are on that yet because, as I said, it's across 2 county lines. So is it Easter holidays for you where you are? It is. I hope you're having a nice time. I'm thoroughly enjoying no traffic in the mornings. So I've got another week of that. And then yeah, I still leave at around the same time, but I just don't have to sit through all of that traffic. It can add on like double my journey really some days. So yeah, right, fill the dots is done. Candy Skies we just did. Pages to pounds. I need to move, and I'll do that off camera. £3.54 digitally. I finished another book. I'd slowed down a bit, but I'm back on it. So £3.54. I finished a book called Paradise City by Elizabeth Day. It was a contemporary. It was set, I think they mentioned Brexit. Did they mention Brexit? Have I made that up? But it was set modern, and it was about different people living in London and their lives, sort of how they intersected. And in it was also not a mystery, but one of the characters' daughters had gone missing, and that was years ago, and that came to light again in the book. It was really good. I've read a couple of Elizabeth Day books and I really like them. So yeah, I would recommend if that sounds like your sort of thing. But yeah, that was £3.54 going in there. And then we just did Babes at Budget. In fact, let's take that out and I'll put that into my completed challenges off camera. So £2 left to go into Lily Rain Designs. So let's use those £2. I've done this all wrong, haven't I? I did not need to put in a £2 coin to that. I wanted that for Lily Rain. Yeah, that's right. So that's in there, and that is that one all done. Let's just cross those last two off. Oh look, another colour. So that means I've saved £66 across Babes at Budget and Lily Rain Designs this month, and I will swap them out next week for the challenges for April. And then I've got £4 left, so let's do heads or tails. Let's get that out. This was from Lily Rain Designs Easter box, and I think now you can get the challenges. I think they're just listed on her Etsy, I think, so you can get them. Can you get, or the box itself is again, I'm not sure, but yeah, right. Oh, that was loud, sorry. That was a tail, so that's £2 to go in. And then I've got £2 left, so let's do, I'm aware hot cross buns I've not done many of, and Easter is next week, so let's put the £2 in there. I saw my brown pen earlier. There it is. We'll do this cross person. Oh, they're not people, are they? Buns. And that one. I really like this challenge. And there we have it. That is everything. Again, this money does not go far enough, does it? As I said, once Candy Skies is out the way, I'll have a lot more money to put into other things. I did think about whether I'd do another sort of challengey one like this, but it's just a bit too much every week. I think it's not leaving me much to then put into other things, so I'm just going to give that a break for the summer, I think. But yeah, that's everything, and that is me done. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you're all well. Please do let me know down below how your cash stuffing's getting on, and next week it will have been payday, so we'll be resetting, as I said, the challenges for April in my challenge binder, and yeah, just have some more money to stuff. So I hope you'll join me for that as well, and I will see you again next time.